Howard Schultz, the man considered the founder of Starbucks, did not actually create Starbucks. He was initially just an employee. What? Welcome to Talking of Giants. Here we talk about the giants in the field of business and culture. The birth of Starbucks does not start with Howard Schultz. It starts, spiritually at least, with Alfred Peet. Alfred Peet was a Dutchman who came to the United States and was surprised at the bad quality of coffee that people widely consumed. Most of the manufacturers that made coffee would not dark roast the coffee because it would mean the weight of the coffee available to sell would be less. The Europeans, however, preferred a darker roast, as did Alfred Peet. Alfred Peet wanted to bring to America the fine Arabicas and the other coffees that he knew as an expert in coffee in Netherlands. So he came to the United States, brought his own roaster and started an outlet to sell his coffee beans and named it Peet's Coffee. It was here that two college students became converts to his cause. Jerry Baldwin and Gordon Bowker were two students at the University of San Francisco. They were not initially coffee fanatics, but after tasting Peet's Coffee and realizing the difference between what was normally available and what they considered good coffee, they loved it. They finished college and came back to Gordon Bowker's native Seattle. Though they were in Seattle, they really wanted to continue tasting the amazing coffee that Peet's made. So they would order this coffee by mail. Sometimes Gordon Bowker would even drive all the way into Canada for 3 hours because there was a different outlet that sold coffee that was similar to the coffee that Peet's made. And a few months into this, Jerry Baldwin and Gordon Bowker realized, wait, if there is no good coffee in Seattle, why don't we set something up and sell it ourselves? So Jerry Baldwin, who was an English teacher at the time, Gordon Bowker, who was a writer, and Zev Siegl, who was Gordon Bowker's neighbor, came together, put their funds together, and started Starbucks Coffee, Tea, and Spices. An English teacher, a writer, and a history teacher come together to create a shop that sells a particular brand of coffee that they are passionate about. Now, it doesn't get nerdier than that. During the time that Starbucks was being built and growing into a retail chain, Howard Schultz, the man that we now consider as the founder, was actually working at Xerox and then at Hammerplast. He was working as the VP and General Manager for the US division of Hammerplast, which sold houseware products. He once went to Seattle on a business trip and ended up tasting Starbucks. Though he was not that much of a coffee fan, Starbucks took him to the side of coffee lovers. He understood the great potential that existed in this product. After courting the founders for a year and developing a relationship with them, Howard Schultz joined Starbucks. And this put him on a path to becoming a trailblazer who would take Starbucks from a humble coffee chain into what we know as the national coffee powerhouse.